There is something the mind does with extraordinary skill. It plans tomorrow, arranges next year, imagines a future with quiet confidence while carefully stepping around the one certainty that has walked beside it since the very first breath, that this will end. Sit with that for a moment, not as a thought, as a fact. This breath could be the last. Most people feel the body tighten here. The mind moves quickly to label it dark, morbid, unnecessary. But look more carefully. What is actually frightening? The ending itself, or the sudden collapse of the story that there will always be more time? Because those are not the same thing. There is a way of sitting with mortality that does not make life feel smaller. It makes life unbearably alive. Colors sharpen. Ordinary conversations begin to carry weight. Even a tired evening sky above a crowded street holds a certain tenderness that was always there but invisible to the half-sleeping eye. Because suddenly nothing feels guaranteed. A person who truly remembers death stops dragging their heart through unnecessary conflict, stops deferring the things that really matter, stops waiting for the right moment to feel grateful, to love without reservation, to finally arrive. And perhaps this is exactly why so many remain half asleep, living as though existence owes them another morning, another season, another chance to begin. And so attention softens, days blur, life becomes something watched through glass rather than tasted directly. But the moment mortality becomes real, not as a philosophy, but as something felt in the body, in the chest, in the sudden silence behind thought, something opens. You begin to notice how rarely you have actually been here, how often the body was present while the mind was somewhere else, entirely rehearsing, replaying, somewhere between a past that has gone and a future that may never arrive. The ancient contemplatives understood this. They were not asking whether something continues after death. They were asking something far more unsettling, whether you are actually alive before it arrives. Not busy, not surviving, not endlessly lost inside your own thinking, but alive. The cup of tea growing cold while the mind argued with itself. The face of someone you loved glimpsed briefly between distraction and the next distraction. The morning sky brilliant and unrepeatable, rising over a mind too occupied to notice. When mortality is no longer avoided, a quiet intensity enters simple things. Walking, breathing, the sound of rain against glass, sitting in silence without reaching for distraction. These stop being ordinary. They become what they always were, temporary miracles. One day the body will return to whatever it came from, quietly without negotiation. But before that day, there is this one, this moment, this breath that is not decided to be the last. And perhaps that is enough to finally stop waiting. The river does not rehearse its arrival at the sea. It simply moves, and in the moving becomes what it always was.